After the SEC abruptly canceled a crucial meeting meant to discuss the resolution of their pending settlement, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission reportedly made a sizable settlement offer to Ripple Labs. As a result, the rumors intensified, and many observers think that Ripple and the SEC have successfully settled. It is generally assumed that the RippleSec settlement will be finalized in a few days or at most a week, making it not just likely but imminent before we begin. To join our community, kindly click the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The recent strategic move by Ripple to announce major exchange listings and buy back XRP lens analysts typically consider Ripple's sizable repurchase to be an essential part of the conditions of their agreement with the SEC, lending credence to their forecasts. The potential impact of XRP is significantly increased by the interest of over 90 central banks in adopting the XRP coin and growing the XRP ledger. Latest information, Ripple Labs and the Securities and Exchange Commission have reached an agreement to concentrate on the events that occurred before the SEC's complaint. The Securities and Exchange Commission has requested discovery concerning remedies, which Ripple has accepted, indicating that they are eager to comply with the regulatory body. Nevertheless, Ripple maintains the right to contest any discoveries that are made after the complaint has been filed within the next 3 months. The Securities and Exchange Commission CCAL will be able to take a deposition from Anthony M. Baracco, who is a critical witness. The administrative plan that was suggested involved the inclusion of specific deadlines to handle the outstanding fee that is associated with selling XRP to institutional investors. There were no signs that a settlement was getting closer to being established as a result of a favorable session on Thursday. November 9, the total market capitalization of cryptocurrencies climbed by 3.8, reaching $1368 billion. This surge may have been somewhat impacted by the fact that there has been no movement made toward a resolution in the XRP lawsuit. The CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, gave a presentation during the DC FinTech Week 2023. I believe that is a possibility that might take place. We have acknowledged this in public. We are going to fight till the very end. The chief executive officer of Ripple also stated that there was a potential for the Supreme Court and that there was a probability of winning in the Supreme Court. That is a positive development. We would be quite interested in seeing the odds that Vegas would provide us on the current Supreme Court. They have not been cooperative with the authorities involved. Garlinghouse has the following to say about the regulatory landscape in the United States. It becomes a political liability. The speaker said, due to how the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, handled this matter in the United States, we are considered to be stuck in comparison to other countries. Why have we arrived to this stake point? The conflict between Ripple and the SEC began a few years ago. However, it is important to take note of the ups and downs that have occurred throughout this case. In certain instances, one party looks to have the upper hand, and then the other side appears to gain the upper hand. In the past, the Securities and Exchange Commission says lodged an interlocutory appeal over the verdict on XRP, which has added to the negativity that has been directed against its pricing. As a consequence of this, Ripple was required to produce a response by September 1st, and the CC was required to do the same by September 8th to address any additional responses that Ripple might make, with estimations reaching $10,000 since more and more financial institutions begin to actively use not only the native XRP token in the XRP ledger, but also other coins that function within the XRP ecosystem. This level of institutional involvement suggests that the value of XRP may increase. However, this is just the beginning. As many analysts and experts have noted that the upcoming settlement of the Ripple litigation is largely responsible for the current success in the XRP market. In the most recent development, the WCC made its first ever settlement offer to Ripple Labs. James agreed to pay a substantial disgorgement charge of $770 million to put an end to the lengthy legal battle. Importantly, even though Ripple first rejected a comparable offer from this set, the regulatory body said it would be amenable to negotiating a better deal for Ripple. This is a significant victory for Ripple Labs, especially in light of the judge and Loris's ruling in the Ripple's case. It's interesting to note that this development is consistent with the Federal Reserve and other major financial institutions starting to acquire XRP. Notably, JP Morgan and BlackRock have acquired over 7.5 million XRP between them, which is in line with XRP plan listing. Ledger and minted when the judge decided that, considering the enormous amounts of money it is poised to enable. It is a retail asset rather than a security. Numerous analysts and specialists have logically predicted that this legal clarification might cause the XRP to hit $10,000 per coin. Even if some individuals may question the reliability of specific expert conclusions, this is not a minority position. My extensive research reveals that the institutional community as a whole agrees that given its capacity to handle over $120 quadrillion to its limited supply and high demand for handling such important financial transactions, it is not only reasonable but also necessary that XRP valued at $10,000 per unit. The Securities and Exchange Commission is seeking the full $770 million in institutional XRP transactions, while Ripple is seeking to dramatically reduce the penalty. Consequently, the amount that the blockchain company would be required to pay will be determined by the success of the settlement talks as well as the ultimate verdict from the court. Johnny Deaton, an attorney, has previously claimed that he thought that Ripple would win the case 99.9% of the time, provided the business settled for a sum of $20 million or less. Lawyer Jeremy Hogan, in the meantime, made it clear that the amount must be expressed in terms of the net earnings from the sales rather than the gross amount. There is a partial victory for Ripple. Ripple was able to secure a substantial victory against the Securities and Exchange Commission after nearly 2 years of litigation. Ripple was found not to have violated federal securities legislation when it sold its CXRP cryptocurrency on public exchanges. According to a ruling that was handed down by U.S. District Judge Elisa Torres on July 13, the news set off a chain reaction of favorable outcomes at the same time. At the same time as the price of Ripple's native token experienced a significant increase, the hope of another major exchange regarding its own set case was rekindled, and the market may have shifted its perspective on other cryptocurrencies. Ripple was found not to have violated the securities law when it sold XRP for $1.03 billion, according to the findings of the judge. Because they do not guarantee a profit, Judge Torres concluded that Ripple's XRP sales on public cryptocurrency exchanges did not constitute offers of securities by the law. Ripple also engaged in blind bid hacks transactions when selling XRP, which meant that purchasers could not have known if their payments of the money went to Ripple or any other seller of XRP. This was an additional factor that contributed to the situation. The history of the dispute between Ripple and the SEC in the year 2020, the Securities and Exchange Commission said that Ripple had raised more than $1 billion in 2013 by selling XRP to investors in an unregistered security offering. After that, Ripple responded by stating that XRP is not a security and that the SEC did not provide adequate notice. In response, the Securities and Exchange Commission petitioned the judge to hold an emergency hearing. The deadline for the Securities and Exchange Commission to disclose its inner crypto trading policies was extended by the court in June of 2021.